guys, and welcome back to another video for the order block strategy. So this is part 4. Now part 4 we're going to talk about market structure. Now the market structure section is the most important section that you'll need for this strategy, because market structure and the market structure shift is all that we are going to be trading. So to start off with, we need to be able to mark our highs and our lows. So the way that we do that is we are going by a candle by candle basis. So let's focus on this from here to here. Okay, let me get rid of there. So we're only going to focus on this point here. So we're going to start off with a weekly. And the reason why is because the weekly, daily, and the 4 hour is where we get our overall bias from. Bear that in mind. The 4 hour and above is where our bias comes from. I like to do the weekly, but you can go monthly. It's up to you how you wish to do it. For me, the weekly is high enough. So let's talk about it from this point, and then we work on how to change when to move our highs and lows. So on the weekly, they don't really change that often. But if we're talking about it from this point of view, is our high and our low is here. Okay, that's clear, right? So we've got a clear high and clear low. We are not, what we can see is, although we're having breaks of structures, right, we're not going to move our highs and lows until this is broken. When you mark our highs and lows, this is known as a range, okay? And that is going to be our trading range. Let me just make this a little bit lighter. There we go. So that, so these ranges, that's going to be our high and low, and this is our trading range. Okay. So from here, what we are thinking is that price is obviously bearish because it's just broken bearish structure. We don't need to worry about that just yet, but from this position, what we're looking at, price is obviously bearish. But then if you look at it from the left, yeah, it looks bearish. Okay, we only need to think about what we're going to do next in terms of the weekly bias until this range has been broken. But at this point, our bias is bearish. In terms of moving our highs and lows at this point using the weekly, we have just broken the high. So now we move our high to the new high. Now in terms of marking out your highs, you want to use the highest wick or the high or the lowest wick for your low. Now that you marked out the high, because that's the structure that was broken, we need to find where the low actually was. Okay, so if we come down and if we go candle by candle basis, we want to see which candle was broken. So if we can see it from this point of view, is we still create lows, 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 and then we create a high. So the low is now going to be this one. So that's our new low from this point. So that's our new trading range. Okay, now that we've broken the previous high, our bias has now gone bullish. So we're going to be looking for buys within this range. And obviously in terms of OBs, we can also see that we've got an OB sitting here. Okay, and that is pretty much where price, that is pretty much where price has reacted to. Okay, almost reached it, but that's pretty much where price has reacted to. But we're not going to talk about entries just yet. We're just going to talk about our highs and lows. So now we've broken our high again, so we're going to move our high to the most recent high, which is there, and we're going to find the low that was created. So what we can see is we create a low and then we create a high. So we create a high at this point, right? This candle low was broken by this one. So that now becomes our low. So that is our low. In terms of our weekly, so this is our weekly range, and the price is in our favor in terms of being bullish, right? The reason why it's being bullish is because it's broken bullish structure. Okay, simple as that. In terms of the weekly, when you mark out your weekly highs and lows, you won't actually be doing it that often if you think about it, because they don't move that often. Okay, these are huge moves. So if I move price back to where it was, now that we've established, so at this point, now that we've established our weekly high and low, we're going to do the same thing on the daily. So we're going to establish our daily high and low. So from this point we can mark our daily highs and lows. So let's do it from this box again. So our daily high is there, and the low that was created was here, the lowest point. We only need to be moving our highs and lows when the structure has been broken. The structure has been broken here, so we're going to mark this as our high, and our low from this point. Let me move this here and zoom in. Our low is, what we can see is, that's the high that was broke the structure, and the lowest point is there because this candle low was broken by this. So that is now our low. And then we broke the high again. Okay, so now our high is here. Price is still bullish in this sense. Where's the low that was created? Was from here. This candle low was broken by this one. So our low, so our low is now here. Okay, that's the lowest point. Now the low has been broken, so now we can move our low to this candle low that was being made. Where's the high? The high is fine where it is. Now the structure has been broken again, so now this is our low, and now the next high is going to be the highest point, but the high is from here. Okay, now we're going to wait until either one of these ranges are broken, and what we can see is the high has been broken. What we can see is the high has been broken here. Where is the low? This candle low was broken here. If we move backwards, remember to go backwards from whichever structure breaks. So now our low is going to be here. This is our trading range, and price is bullish at this point. Okay, now, so what I mean by that is we're going to be looking for buys, and all you can see is this is the order block, right? We refined it to this one. We've got a liquidity wick. Price obviously rejected that and gone. Okay, it's actually reacted here and then continued. We created a buy. We created a new high, which is here, where we're going to find the low. So the lowest point, in terms of the candle break, is there. So the lowest point is here. Now, this when we're going to talk about break of structure, we like to have a candle break of structure, not just a wick. A wick for us is just a rejection. But in terms of marking your highs and lows, you're going to use the wicks as your lowest point. But in this situation, as this is the high that was created and that was a low, we're not going to move anything until either one of these has been broken. So don't worry about this when this happens. Now that we created a new high, so we're going to move our high to this one, we're going to find the low. So the lowest point is now here. So that is our new trading range from here to here on the daily. We've now broken structure again. We created this high, okay, because we've broken structure here by this body. We're going to find the low, which is now here. So this is now a new trading range from here to here. We have broken structure again to the upside, and we're going to move to the highest point. Where is our lowest point? What we can see is this candle low was broken, so that is our low. And then we had this weird move down, which broke this low. Even though it's a strange move, it still broke the low, and that is our low. We're going to find the high. So the high that was created was still the one that was one here, because this candle high was actually not broken by this candle, or was it? Let's zoom in. Actually, it was. So our high is now going to be this one, right? Because that body broke that candle high. Now, what we can see is obviously a clear high break. Where is the low? The low is still fine where it is. Now we broke again to the upside and we've created a high. We're going to find the low. So the low is now going to be here. So that's now our trading range, and that's the trade that I've just shown you. That's the move I've just shown you. And now we've created a new high, which is here. I don't know why I had that rewinded, to be fair. That's the high, and now that is going to be your low. So that's how you follow your highs and lows. We're going to do the exact same thing on every single time frame. Now, why do we do that? You want to understand what range you are in. Okay, you want to know where you are on every single time frame. Although I've removed, for example, where the weekly high and low were, ideally you will want to keep it in. I only moved it for the video's sake so we can see it clearer. But you're going to have your weekly high and low marked on every single time frame. So our weekly high at the moment is going to be here. Our weekly low is going to be this candle here. Okay, and what you can do is, I don't know if I've got them saved still. Yeah, so we've got our weekly low and we've got the weekly high. So, okay, if we go to the daily, we're going to mark where our weekly high and low are. Oh, sorry, our daily high and low are. So you will have some overlap where you'll have the daily high, which is here. Okay, daily high is there. Daily high is this one. And the daily low is going to be this one. And again, we can label that out. So daily low. Okay, same thing. Let's go to the 4 hour and look within this range. Okay, where is the 4 hour high and where's the 4 hour low? So the 4 hour high that was created was this one up here. Again, you can see the overlap. So the 4 hour high. And then we're going to do the 4 hour low, come down from that high. You're going to remember to always move backwards. So now this is our low, and that's the 4 hour low. So 4 hour low is here. And you can keep going down the time frames, right? The reason why we're marking the highs and lows is because these are our trading ranges. So for example, we create this 4 hour range, right? So you broke structure. Now this is our 4 hour range. Okay. We broke structure to the upside on the last daily move, and that was our daily range, right? Price is bullish, and we know that from various time frames now. 4 hour, daily, weekly is where we get our buys from. In the 4 hour, our trading range is going to be from this low to this high. Okay. From the daily, our daily range is going to be from this low to this high. Okay, and so on. So you're going to follow what the bias is actually showing you. You want to stick to the range that you're following. So say for example, if price breaks this structure, yes, price will be bearish on the 4 hour, but it will still be bullish on the daily until this low has been broken. Right? So just bear that in mind. So we can do that for every single time frame. Even when you come down to doing your entries, which we'll talk about later on, you're still going to mark out your highs and lows, and we're going to trade off them by understanding what trend we are in, which we're going to talk about in the next video. But this is how you mark your highs and your lows.